All right, everybody, it is Dave Kaufman, and I am coming to you live from my home in Sarasota, Florida, where the weather is absolutely beautiful. I wish I was on my motorcycle right now because it is absolutely gorgeous. The only thing in the air right now is sunshine and pollen. Oh my goodness, the pollen is crazy. So if I sneeze, I promise you I don't have coronavirus, I have allergies. All right. So people are on the phone line. People are on the on Facebook. People are on YouTube. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're watching us live right now, go ahead in the comment section and just comment saying, just put in live if you're watching us live. And when you watch the replay, just type in the words replay if you're watching this. That way I can kind of monitor and see how many people actually listen to me live and then also listen to the replays. So if you're live right now, type live in the comments. I can see them. There you go. Abraham, what's up? And Cody Petersheim, thank you for being here. Go ahead and type it in if you're live. And if you're watching the replay afterwards, type in replay. All right, we'll wait for a couple more people. We got 13 people loaded up already, and we're going to give some good stuff here today. The title of today's talk, and by the way, this has been a long time since I've been able to do a talk. It's like I've been so busy. EdgeCon was great. We got that behind us. We're already starting to work on EdgeCon 2022. And it's going to be in Nashville, and it's going to be live in person. I've already got several speakers lined up, and who knows, we might actually get, since it's in Nashville, Music City, we might actually get a really good singing group. You never know. And so EdgeCon was amazing. Even though it was virtual this year, it was amazing. Guys, if you're watching live, please do me a favor and share this video, because one of my missions in life is to help lazy people become successful. And to do that, you have to stop being lazy. So I'm going to give 8 habits of successful people that lazy people don't do. All right. So, let's see. Andy Kaufman says, "What Kaufman are you?" Man, you're getting me go way back. So my grandfather came from Virginia Beach, and from there, Kansas. My parents, Marvin and Alta Kaufman. So I don't even know if we're related, Andy, but we spell our last name the same way. Melvin Yoder, Paul Volkov, James, David, Cody, Abraham, thanks very much. Hit share right now for me, please. Let's get as many, I was going to say, let's get as many lazy people on this show, but lazy people don't watch my show. Successful people watch my show, and they might have one day been lazy, but today they're successful. I'm going to give you 8 habits of successful people that lazy people lack. They don't have these habits. And so you can see on the bottom of the screen here why lazy people aren't successful. You can see it right down there. Why lazy people aren't successful. All right. And so, let's talk about success a little bit too. Success is not defined the same way by everyone. Okay. If I ask 30 people what success is, I'll probably get 30 different answers. So what is success? Okay. I'm particularly interested in what God calls success. Success isn't necessarily having a big business and a big house and a yacht. I mean, that's a portion of it. Money is a portion of success, but I've seen a lot of people with a lot of money, but their relationships are terrible. The relationship with their family, with their spouse, with their kids, with their in-laws, with God is terrible. And I've seen some wonderful people that have great relationships with their family and a great relationship with God, but they're broke. And I don't think that is the essence of success either. I don't believe in a prosperity gospel, but I also don't believe in a poverty gospel. Okay, so I think success is defined by a balanced life, not a out of kilter, out of whack type of life. And so I think that's how I like to define success. So Andy Kaufman says I'm not lazy. That's for sure. All right, let's get going. We have quite a few people on, and there's more and more people coming on to the telephone line as well. And so please share this video. We're going to get started right now. All right. 8 habits of the most successful people that lazy people lack. Okay, so success is a game of habits. Okay, you show me a successful person, successful in any area. So if you, okay, so cornhole. I don't know how many of you play cornhole. I'm not very good at it. I enjoy it, but I'm not good at it. But the reason I'm not good at it is because I don't make a habit of playing every single day. The people that are good at it play every single day. They read about it. They study it. They think about it. They dream about it. They have habits that produce that action. And so success is a game of habits. In itself, success is a relative term, and so it's achievement. Okay, so success is an achievement. Even the homeless person down the street, when he gets $1, that's an achievement. He's successful at getting $1. So success can be defined in lots of different ways. All right. So to be successful, it becomes a matter of routine you put into place for yourself. So habits success is a result of habits. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of set this up before I give you the 8 of them. Habits are what produces success. All right. Whenever you're looking outward, for example, it's very clear the difference between those who create positive daily habits for themselves versus the people who let life's waves dictate their day. All right. So what I just read there is basically saying that successful people dictate the day instead of letting the day dictate them. Does that make sense? Successful people put habits into place. They do, like some of the most successful people in the world. And again, that's relative, but let's think about in business, people like Elon Musk, people like Mark Zuckerberg, which, you know, hey, might not agree with me, but he's very successful in business, at least. He has 3 T-shirts. That's all he wears is the same. Whenever he buys clothes, he buys 3 of those because he says, my time is too valuable to waste thinking, what am I going to wear today? So if you see a picture of him, very likely you will see the same clothes that he had on yesterday, but it's a different pair. It's just the same kind. So why clutter your brain with making decisions about what do I wear? So he makes that decision once and buys 3 of them. So now he can just wear the same clothes. You know, I don't do that. I guess I'm not as successful as he is in business, but a lot of people at that level say you need to minimize and create habits. Do the same thing. Get into a routine. And one thing that I did starting the beginning of the year that it's developing a habit, and it's at the point now to where if I don't do it, I don't feel right. My rest of the day doesn't feel right. And that's I wake up and take my phone, turn out that I wake up, take my phone, turn it onto the Bible app, and turn on my speaker in my shower, and I listen to the Word of God while I'm showering and getting dressed, and it's about an hour. So and drinking coffee and all of that. So that is a habit that I start at 6 o'clock every morning. I've been doing it since the first of the year, and it's just it's a great way. It's a habit that will produce success in some area of my life. So habits is what creates success. Show me a successful person and I will show you a person that has habits. Okay, enough of me rambling about success and habits and all of that. Let me give you 8 things that successful people do that lazy people don't do. Number 1, successful people plan ahead. Somebody type that in for me, please. Successful people. Number 1, successful people plan ahead. What's up, David Hughes? What's up? Timothy James Walker. He says, loves this. Powerful daily hearing of the word of God. Faith cometh by hearing. That's exactly right. So somebody please type in, number 1, successful people plan ahead. That way the people that listen to the replay can kind of see what's happening in real life time. So type it in. Successful people plan ahead. Failure to prepare is the act of preparing to fail. Woo! That'll preach. Failure to prepare is the act of preparing to fail. If you don't have a plan, you're letting the plan you. You're letting the waves of life. You're letting the disruptions of life. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay steadfast with a plan, regardless of what's happening out there, regardless if your dog is chewing something right now, okay? So stay with the plan. Become a creature of habit and start planning your day. A lot of the time, have you ever gone through the day and you think, man, I really didn't get a lot done today. It was a horrible day. I didn't, stuff happened. All right. So it's because you didn't plan. You didn't have a plan. So failure to prepare is an act of preparing to fail. Those who are successful at what it is they want to do spend a healthy amount of time planning, thinking, strategizing, preparing in advance. Thank you, Elroy. I appreciate it. Successful people plan ahead. That was number 1. They don't wait until the moment has arrived to contemplate how they'll tackle a situation. See, here's what I know. If you set a goal properly, you're going to spend about 10 hours properly setting a goal. And you say, man, I don't have 10 hours to set a goal. I want to make 10 million by the end of the year. And so I'm going to write it down. And now I have a goal. That took me 3 seconds. But it's not a healthy goal. It hasn't been, there's no plan. You haven't even anticipated the things that could come against that plan. You haven't even thought about who it is that can help you reach that goal even quicker. You haven't thought about the challenges, or you haven't thought about what you need to learn. Okay. So if you want a goal setting class, I got that. I can help you. It's Zig Ziglar's 7-step goal setting process. My wife got me this V8 Hydrate. I guess she wanted me to be sure to stay hydrated. All right. So you can't wait until a problem comes up to tackle it. You have to anticipate that problem, and then you can see it coming and say, I got you. I got you. Nothing's going to surprise me because I've thought it out. You're going to save time by thinking and properly setting that goal and planning ahead and expecting those delays, expecting those kinds of things. All right. So that was number 1. Get ready to type in number 2. Successful people do the hard stuff first. Number 2, type it in. Number 2, successful people do the hard stuff first. Y'all have heard of Eat That Frog First? Okay, and I think it's a story of you have to eat a frog, and so eat it before you eat all the other stuff. Eat the bad stuff first, so that you can enjoy the good stuff. So if you eat all the good stuff and you still have a frog to eat, you're going to be full of the good stuff, and that's going to make it worse to eat that frog. So eat the frog first, folks. I know it's crude, but it works. Successful people do the hard stuff first. Get that out of the way. Thank you, Timothy. Thanks, James. I appreciate you. Successful people or lazy people have a knack for getting done all the things that are not true priorities. We've all been there. I've been there. I know. I mean, this stuff, when I came across this stuff really hit me. That's right, Timothy. Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. This stuff hit me because I deal with this. There's some things that I needed to handle that I just kind of wanted to bury my head in and say, oh, look, here's an email that I have to do. And all the while, this over here is still here. And I was eating the good stuff first. And at the end of the day, I realized I still have that frog to eat. And so lazy people have a knack for getting done all the things that are not true priorities. So learn how to prioritize the things and do the hard stuff first. That way, as your day, because here's the deal, your emotion, the emotion energy that you're giving that frog while you're eating the good stuff is keeping you from really enjoying the good stuff. So why not eat the frog, get that out of the way, and then your emotional energy throughout the day will give you the strength to enjoy all the good stuff and the easier stuff. And so eat the frog first. But when it comes to the hard stuff, they suddenly find every reason why they can't complete the task. I've been there. You've been there, right? All right. That's because hard stuff is hard. It's a priority for a reason. And that's because it's the thing that's going to move the needle. It's the thing that's going to move you forward. Hard stuff, easy stuff, very seldom move you forward. Easy tasks very seldom make a big difference. It's the hard stuff that really move the needle, that roll the ball forward, that makes a big difference in your business. It's the hard things. So you want to make sure that you do the hard things first. Number 3, type it in. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Type it in. Number 3, successful people say no. No. Now, we just got a little puppy. She's right over here. And, man, I must be super, super successful because that's all I'm saying to this puppy anymore. No, no, no. She started chewing like on the wall over here and like, no. She started the other day. I got a video. I might even post it on Facebook someday. She went to the bathroom and got the toilet paper and just drug it throughout the whole house. It was like, it was close to 40 feet long. And it's surprising. We buy good toilet paper here at the Kaufman house because it didn't tear. 40 feet. And she went around several corners. It was amazing. All right. So successful people say no. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. If you want to go your own way, be prepared to tick off a lot of people. Nobody likes being told no. When you say yes to anything, to somebody, to anything, when you say yes, you are actually saying no to a lot of other things that are really important. And when you say no to a lot of things or to some things, you're saying yes to a lot of important things. See, I've had to learn to say no to all kinds of people just having free access to me. Because what was happening, I was if I'd say yes to, hey, can we meet for breakfast? Can we meet for coffee? Can we do this? I had to learn to say no, because that allowed me to say yes to things that were bigger, more important, that would move the ball forward. And that's, me, I want to have coffee with you. I want to be with people, but sometimes I have to say no to those kinds of things and say yes to things that really move the ball forward. Andrea, thanks for being here. Guys, please hit share. Get as many people on this call as you can. Please hit share and let's get this stuff out because this stuff is really, really good. So they don't want to make others feel bad, or they don't want to serve a current or sever a current or potential friendship. Okay. So you can't have coffee with everybody. If you say yes to that, then you are going to say no to something that's really more important than having coffee. And I'm just using that as an example. But number 3 is successful people say no. There's and talking about DISC. Okay, so you know that I'm one of 10 in the world master trainers with DISC, especially for the S's, the supportive, steady, stable, sweet, the really nice kind of people. Saying no is really hard for them. They try to say no, but here's how it sounds. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so it's hard for them to say no. And so you want to make sure that you learn how to say no. Okay, ready for number 4. Get ready to type it in. Thank you so much, Timothy. I appreciate it. Number 4, successful people invest in themselves. Successful people invest in themselves, both in terms of time and money. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you spent money on yourself? When was the last time you spent money on taking a course that teaches you something, that that helps you take it to the next level? When was the last time that you spent a day in a seminar to learn a new hard skill, soft skill, people skill? When was the last time? And I'm going to tell you, successful people eat that kind of stuff up for lunch, breakfast, dinner. They are constantly investing in themselves. Listen, no one else is going to invest in you. No one else is going to, very few people anyway, are going to invest in you. You have to invest in yourself, both time and money, to learn great things. Timothy James Walker says 2 days this week, webinars, and they weren't free. Yes. All right. Give it up for Timothy. All right. That's fantastic. And here's the thing. That's what moves the ball forward. That's what makes people successful, is when they invest their time, money, and energy into learning something that they didn't know, because if you knew it, you'd already be doing it. I mean, don't get me to start preaching up in here. Listen, if you want to go up, something has to go down. It's a law. Before anything can go up, before your pocketbook can go up, it first has to go down. Before an eagle can fly, it first has to go down before it can fly up. They actually push the eaglets out of the nest because that's what teaches them how to fly. There is this curve. When you start a new business, most of the time it goes down and dips back up, and then it starts flying. It's called the entrepreneur. It's called the emerging. It's called the established and the eroding stages on the sigmoid curve, which I talked about several weeks ago. So the law is, if it wants to go up, it first has to go down. A seed wants to grow, but it first has to go down. A tadpole, they're usually at EdgeCon. Those of you that were at EdgeCon, you heard my talk. When does a tadpole become a frog? Okay, that's a whole other side. But a tadpole is at the bottom. It's at the bottom. And then one day, because it went down, it gets to come up. And you know what? I have a picture of a tadpole on top of my 8-foot fence outside that actually a day before was at the bottom of my ditch. And I figured it up. It's about 12 feet from the bottom of the ditch to the top of my fence. It's a 12-foot difference. Before he could go up, he had to go down. Here's the deal. If you want your wallet to go up, your wallet has to go down. You have to invest in yourself, time, energy, and money. All right. Timothy James says, love your charisma and would love to have you on as a guest, the Gathering of Champions on Monday night at 8 p.m. I will check my schedule, brother, and see if that's possible. I don't know right offhand here, but I appreciate that offer. Do me a favor. Monday, are you talking about this Monday night? Anyway, do me a favor, contact my office and see if I'm available and get on the schedule if that's the case. So 813-580-8920. 813-580-8920. And get that set up with Soraya if I'm available. All right. So where were we? Number 4, successful people invest in themselves, time, and money. Okay. Hang on. I believe my dogs are tearing something up. Hang on. What are y'all doing? Okay. Yeah. It's all good. Sorry. It's live. It's Facebook Live. We got a new puppy, and my dog and the old dog and the new puppy are just too much energy. All right. Thank you. I got your message. Thank you. I appreciate it, Timothy. All right. So number 4, successful people invest in themselves, both in terms of time and money and energy. And you got to invest in yourself. One of the ways I invest in myself is I take 3 15-minute vacations every single day. And that's important because it's investing back into me. It's making me, that's where I get my charisma. That's where I get my energy. Okay, so you got to do that too. Number five, here it is. Successful people, write it down for me. Somebody type it in, get ready. Number 5, successful people surround themselves with other successful people. Folks, if you want to be an astronaut, you got to get out of veterinarian school. Y'all wear me out sometimes. You say you want to do this, but I see you doing this. I see it all the time. You say you want to be a business owner, but you keep working for somebody else. You say you want to have better relationships, but you never change the way you relate to people. Successful people surround themselves with other successful people. And you got to have a network because your network turns into your net worth. So you have to make sure that you hang around the right kind of people. I'm just watching my dogs here. Okay, they're getting into trouble. All right. She bit you. Yeah. Sorry. I know I'm distracted, but 2 dogs in the house is kind of distracting. Your network is your net worth, folks. The true value of having a network is not access to things. It's access to habits and thought processes you would otherwise struggle to create on your own. If you hang around millionaires, if you hang around 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th one. If you hang around 5 crackheads, you'll be the 6th one. Listen, who you hang around with is huge. Who you hang with is huge. You have to surround yourself with successful people. If you want to be successful, this is Tom Ziglar. Tom Ziglar says this. He said, if you want to be successful, it's actually really, really simple. If you want to be successful, hang around people that are successful. It's that simple. Learn what they do. Learn their habits. Listen, people that are successful have habits. They do the same thing over and over. They have a routine. Sometimes they actually eat the same thing every morning for breakfast. Okay. Number 6, you ready? Type it in. Thank you, guys. I love every one of you. Successful people study their craft. Listen, mastery is a lost art. Mastery is a lost art. If you're a cabinet owner, a cabinet builder, I want you to be a master cabinet builder. Mastery is something that we have kind of thrown away. You have to become really, really, really good and study your craft. Stay in your lane. Become an expert in one thing. And once because guys, stop. Does an oak tree come out of the ground, a little sapling, does it come out of the ground with 13 branches? Yes or no? Type it in. Type it in right now. Yes or no? Does an oak tree come out of the ground with 13 branches? Yes or no? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to say another word until I hear something. No. Lydia says no. Absolutely. That's exactly. There's a delay, obviously, because I know it doesn't take y'all that long to type NO. All right. Simon Lee, he goes, nope. So I can see why it took him a little bit longer, but N-O, it doesn't take that long. So there's got to be a delay here. Anyway, I love you guys, man. We're having fun. Fadas, what's up? Simon Lee, let me see. Keith Schrock, what's happening? All right, so where was I? I lost my track. The oak tree. Yeah. What lessons can we learn from the oak tree? You know what? It comes out of the ground with one stalk. It masters the stalk. It masters that one thing. Study your craft, and that one thing gives you the credibility to now branch out into two things. And when you master those things, it branches out and gives you the credibility. Listen, credibility is, man, that's what's up. Either you have it or you don't. And if you don't have it, there's no way you can be successful if you're not credible. You have to have credibility. I learned that from my mentor, Ron Klein, the inventor of the magnetic strip on the credit card. He said, credibility is everything. I mean, say it with me. Credibility is everything. What's up, Maynard? Whew. Y'all getting me excited up in here. All right. Successful people study their craft. There are a lot of people in the world who believe that life operates the same way as formal education. They go to college, they get their diploma, start working at a big company, and then just assume that over time their years spent there will carry them up the ladder to a nice, comfortable position, just as you rise from freshman to senior. Unfortunately, you know that's not the case. There are situations that reward the fundamental metric of time, and people can climb the ladder of success. I don't like that. I don't like, and I didn't write this. There is no ladder of success. I talked about this at EdgeCon, folks. There is no ladder of success. What's the purpose of a ladder? Type it in. I'm going to wait. What's the purpose of a ladder? What is the purpose of a ladder? What is it? What's the purpose of a ladder? If the ladder is success, that's right, it's to climb, but it's to make sure that you can get to success. Okay, thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. But if the ladder is a ladder, and I know I'm splitting hairs here, but I'm going to preach on this because it's to right. Lydia says to reach a high area. That's exactly right. So if the ladder is success, we'd all be on a ladder. But the ladder is the hard work. The ladder is overcoming the obstacles. The ladder is climbing. It's clawing your way to the top. There is no ladder of success. There's only a ladder to success. And you know, my veins are about to bust. I'm getting preachy up in here. Cody Petersheim says to reach a place higher than you, to climb up to where you need to go. That's exactly right, Maynard. But there is no ladder of success. So when next time you hear somebody say, man, he really climbed the ladder of success, say, no, he didn't. He climbed the ladder to success. The ladder is hard work. The ladder is perspiration. It's preparing, it's planning, it's perspiration. It's hard work. What's up, Daniel Slayball? Whew. All right. Successful people don't separate their job and their personal life. Their job is their passion, and their passion is their craft. All right. I kind of agree with that, and I kind of don't. Because I have a rule that at 5 o'clock, business is over. It's family time. It's dog time. It's my wife time. It's off. Okay. But I don't think anybody can argue that I don't have passion, right? So I have passion for my family. I have passion for personal life. I have passion for a business life, and you got to keep them in order. Listen, your family is not meant to be sacrificed for business success. The reason we start a business is so that we can have more success as a family. So keep it, on the middle of the road. Don't get caught up in that whole thing that's saying, if you want to be a successful business owner, you have to live, eat, die, breathe, and everything else. I mean, yeah, you will be successful if you do that, but only in business. And what did we talk about before? Success is not just one area. It's not just money. It's just not business. You can be successful in marriage. You can be successful in selling hot dogs. You can be successful in raising dogs. You can be successful in all kinds of things. So success is not just about business and money. All right. I got to stop preaching. Number 7, type it in. Number 7, type it in. Ready to go. Successful people are accountable for their actions. Successful people are accountable for their action. Number 7, not anybody else's, theirs. Can you imagine what would happen? Could you simply imagine what would happen if every politician could hear what I'm preaching today and live what I'm preaching today? If every politician in the country could hear this right here, successful people are accountable for their own actions. Can you imagine if every person in churches across the country would hear what I'm preaching today and live what I'm preaching today, and they would say, you know what, from now on, I am going to be accountable to my actions and to my actions alone. Can you imagine if every married couple would take on this model right here? Successful people are accountable for their actions. How would the world look? How would it be? Would it be different? Yeah, it would be different. Lazy people point the finger at others and make excuses for why things don't happen. I learned this from my good friend Luke Kipfer, who I'm going to be speaking with in Illinois next week, Thursday and Friday, Leadership Summit. Successful people look out the window when things are going great and say it was them. It was them that made things go well. But when things don't go well, they go walk over to a mirror and they say, it was me when things don't go well. That's a leader. That's a successful person. That's where we want to be. Look out the window when things are going great and say, it's because of my team. It's because of my people. I have the best customers. I have the best Facebook audience in the world. Not the biggest, but the best. All right. When things aren't going right, I don't blame you guys. When I don't get as many views on a Facebook Live, I don't go in there and say it's my audience. Where were they? No, I'm looking at me. I'm saying, what can I do different? Is it my message? Is it my delivery? Am I not excited enough? Yeah, that's never the case. Don't be lazy. Be accountable for your own actions. All right. Number 8. Number 8, type it in. Love you guys. Successful people believe in themselves. Okay? Successful people believe in themselves. Lazy people want others to believe in them before they believe in themselves. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about humanistic theology. I'm talking about in a business setting, in business. Like, if you don't believe that you can sell ice to an Eskimo, other people won't believe it either. But a lazy person wants you to believe that I can sell ice to an Eskimo before I believe that. Don't be a lazy person. Successful people, on the other hand, believe in themselves against all odds, even when everybody else is saying, he couldn't sell ice to an Eskimo. A successful person said, yes, I could. Yes, I could. Even in Florida. That was kind of a joke. Anyway, successful people, on the other hand, believe on themselves against all odds, oftentimes long before anyone else does. To be successful, this is a must. You cannot expect others to support and believe in something that you yourself cannot even tap into. I made a quote the other day, or actually the other year. If you want airplanes to land, actually the quote is, don't expect airplanes to land unless you build a runway. Do you believe that airplanes can land? Yeah, of course, I believe it. Yeah. Do you want them to? Absolutely. Yeah. I want them to land right out here. But if you don't build a runway, folks, they'll never land there. So you have to believe. And this word believe is more than just a head belief and saying, yep, I believe. It's actually getting out there and putting action behind it. It's actually out there not being lazy. It's being willing to clear the trees and to make a runway, to make a landing field. So I'm going to wrap this up because I'm a little bit over time with this. It's going to be a very, very profound message. Don't be lazy. Love you guys. Bye.